Welcome back to Pat and Canada the Holidays. This is our last segment. Yay! The Holiday Tin. It's a favorite of ours. We started doing this yearly overview in the mid-2000s, and we did it on a blog. Before I would just do the dialogue. Well, there were several films that we did already, so let's put them in a tin and do them on video, right? So bring that tin up.
Are you introducing yourself?
Oh, no. Hi, I'm Pat McDonald, the Uber critic of Chicago. That was a long intro.
That was a long intro. You know, this tin has some history to it.
It does.
This used to be filled with my favorite buttered caramel and cheese popcorn.
Ah.
And it's long since gone, and now in here, oh, by the way, I'm Ken Candela, the movie wag. We have movies in here.
Yeah.
So we're going to shake it up.
And did you get a lot of slippery fingers when you were...
I did. No, I would wear I'd wear latex gloves. So messy. And we're going to you're going to take a movie out.
So, well, first let's say what's in this thing right now, and we'll do that right now. A Christmas Story.
Christmas in Connecticut.
And of course, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
All right.
Let's pick out of those.
You do the honors, my friend.
Christmas in Connecticut, 1945. Yes, a post-war treat, Ken.
It was a post-war treat,
yeah.
And I really like this film.
Yes,
it's in my holiday rotation of films.
Oh, very good. So you watch it every single year.
Every single year.
Do you have a traditional day, like I know you have, or you watch Miracle on 34th Street on Thanksgiving night?
This just fits in there. It's early on.
Okay.
The holidays.
So you're saying sometimes late November, sometimes early December, depending on the period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I like to know your schedule, Ken. I do. I would simultaneously do it at home at the same time.
Now it's creeping me out.
Yeah, well, that's what it was intended to do.
Okay, so...
Now get this. Some fool nurse at a naval hospital wrote to Yardley asking him to invite a wounded sailor out at your farm for Christmas.
My farm? Oh, yes, my farm. Oh, my farm.
The basic premise of this film is Barbara Stanwyck plays a Martha Stewart-esque.
Yeah, that's a perfect description.
Right, writer of a magazine.
Of the day, you know, columns in Good Housekeeping, sort of.
About
like
housekeeping and the perfect homemaker, she's considered.
Yeah.
And and in reality, she has no...
She's an urban gal.
Yeah, she has no skills at cooking.
Dating a gay man.
Or anything.
Well, here I am.
Hello, John.
An hour early, but the early bird catches the worm.
Thanks.
Don't mention it.
And Dennis Morgan plays a veteran who was lost at sea.
Yes.
And survived. And he just wants to meet his favorite writer, Elizabeth Lane.
Yeah, Elizabeth Lane, right.
And
which is a perfect, nom de plume for a housekeeper.
Sidney Greenstreet is the editor. His name is Alexander Yardley. Yes, the Alexander Yardley. So they have to get Barbara Stanwyck a farm in Connecticut. They have to get her a husband, and they have to get her a baby.
Well, luckily her gay fiance owns a farm in Connecticut.
Played by the great character Reginald Gardner.
Yes, Reginald Gardner.
He was the kind of guy who always walked around with his hand in his pocket, and when he would get upset, he'd go, "Oh, good heavens!"
Go to bed, John.
But, darling, we've got to get these things settled.
Go to bed, John.
Oh, all right, if you insist, but the judge will be here first thing in the morning, and I...
Good night, John.
Good night. Please.
He says basically, look, if you agree to marry me, you can use my farm in Connecticut, which is beautiful. It's right off a postcard.
Yeah.
I'll make arrangements to have a baby brought in, okay? And your friend S. Cuddles Segal, who's really he owns a restaurant and he basically cooks for Barbara Stanwyck.
Yeah.
He'll come along and he'll prepare the meals, and we'll just pass it up.
So it's sort of like a French slamming door comedy because there's misunderstandings in every room.
Right.
Good night, Mrs. Dunn. Good night, Jones. Good night, Mr. Yardley. Well, good night, Mrs. Sloan.
Good night, Mr. Jones.
Good night, Nora.
Good night.
You know.
So they bring the baby. She's got the farm.
Yeah.
Dennis Morgan shows up, who she immediately falls in love with.
Yeah,
she
which
takes
is
one look
pretty
at her and
weird.
goes, "Oh my gosh."
That was pretty weird.
Yeah,
I have to say.
it just, man, she didn't even.
It was uncomfortable.
Well, you know,
it was.
The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight.
It's a sex comedy, Ken. Basically, it is a sex comedy without the sex, because they it's all about who loves who.
Right.
You know, and you know, there's a scene where they bring a cow back in the barn, and
Nice firm rump.
Oh,
and then there was a scene where she goes, when they ask him to the dance, and she goes,
a dance? Do you dance, Mr. Jones?
Oh, I get around.
I think it would be lovely.
yeah.
At one point, you realize how she has no maternal instinct whatsoever.
Right.
She the baby in one particular scene allegedly swallows a watch, and she goes,
What's the trouble?
The baby swallowed his watch. I'm calling a doctor.
Oh, how awful! I must go to it.
"Oh my God, I must go to it." She refers to the baby as it. I always found that very funny. The scene that I particularly like in the film is there's a square dance in town, and you could really see the actors look like they were really having fun filming it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because what's more fun than square dancing? Nothing.
Say, down on the floor. How did you go?
I mean, there's a scene where she has to flip a pancake, and they show the inevitable practice scene where everything goes awry.
It goes to the ceiling
Yeah.
and sticks in. And
But let's just say that it turns out pretty well at the second time, and it's just the way she beams. It's amazing, and it was so enjoyable. I mean, I really enjoyed.
it's
this
a
movie.
nice, light, fluffy
Yeah.
holiday treat. How many bells would you give this, Pat?
4. Ding, 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 ding. Let's end it with a good note.
Absolutely, I agree.
I just, there was nothing that I didn't like about Christmas in Connecticut. And a little trivia fact: one of our friends, Fred Seba, plays the baby in it. So, Fred, good job.
That's Christmas in Connecticut.
Pat and Ken at the holidays.
Well, it appears we've polished off all the Krispy Kremes.
Good thing I'm not lactose intolerant, Ken. And we've come to the end of another Pat and Ken at the holidays, 2019 edition.
You know, Pat, we have a lot of fun doing this, don't we?
We certainly do.
And what better way to end this edition of Pat and Ken at the holidays than through the words of Theodore Seuss Geisel.
We know him as Dr. Seuss.
Welcome Christmas, bring your cheer. Cheer to all who's far and near.
Christmas Day is in our grasp, as long as we have hands to clasp.
Christmas Day will always be just as long as we have been.
Welcome Christmas, while we stand heart to heart. And
Happy Christmas, Pat.
happy Christmas, Ken, and happy holidays to all our friends and relatives out there. And as Sidney Greenstreet would say,
What a Christmas. What a Christmas.
She can't cook, but what a wife.